DechTeck time. Okay. It's been about a week since I did the draft video because I meant to do it after doing the draft video, but then I went to sleep. So, let's see. I don't really know how to go about explaining this DechTeck because, well, normally, you just do it by curve, or I just do it by curve, and that's fine and all, except my 1-drops and 2-drops are kind of pathetic, as in I don't have 2-drops. Or I don't have 2-drops that matter really. I want bears. I don't have bears. Life is bad. So I will just screw it, I'll just do the same thing. So 1-drops. A null. Definitely main boardable as a one of in this set, just because there's a lot of enchantments. And not everyone plays around a one casting cost counterspell, and it can be pretty strong, especially now that Journey Nyx is out and more enchantments are on the field. So that's why Feast of Dreams is so good. Let's see. Oh wait, I'm gonna switch this around. So Thassa's Ire is a silly card that is really, really good. I now understand why it's uncommon. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, pay 4 to 10. I was wrong. I was super duper wrong. Super duper. This is a 1-drop enchantment, and it works really well with my Riptide Chimera or Flat-Tide Serpent little combo tricks. And when I flood out, which happens in limited, you just end up getting a lot of lands unless you win by turn 6 or something. So you just end up having a lot of lands. This is really good for tapping down the fatty. Let's see, 2-drops. Well, I do have other 2-drops, but I don't really want to play them on curve. Like, I would feel bad if I had to play Pin to the Earth on turn 2, because that would mean I used it on a really weak creature when I could have used it on a stronger creature. I have done it onto like 2-headed Cerberus, because, well, that thing can get out of hand. Stratus Walk for the same reason, because I don't have a creature on turn 2, so if I am going to hit that, it's going to be going on their creature, and that I have used that for cantrip from time to time, just kind of desperately, but it's not the most optimal play. Same with Fate Foretold, but even worse. So if onto Fortune's great to put down on turn 2, leave it there just in case, because on turn 3 I have some decent play, but if on turn 3 I don't have much play, I'll leave Void's End open, and then onto Fortune's if I don't need to Void's End scries me, all that gravy. Good 3-drop that I won't mind having on 5, which is Nyxborn Triton. Just a solid blocker, because I favor 2-3 over a 3-2 because I need to block. I don't have a very aggressive start. Other people will. I will need to block. And speaking of blocking, Wave Crash Triton, a really good card. Since I have, let's see how many activators would I have. Let's count Nyxborn as 1. So that's 1. Void's End is not 1. 1, 2, 3. I have 3? I have 3 heroic activators, which is kind of sad, except I have tricks, so that 3 ends up being like 6 or so that's cool. Turn 3, Opaline Unicorn. My deck does a lot of good things on 5, so that's why I have that there. And I mean, it's a 1-2, it doesn't really block much except for like 1/1s. But I don't block with it anyway in case they have tricks, because it's too good of a utility card. And then the Big Daddy, Riptide Chimera. Flying at the beginning of your upkeep, return an enchantment you control to its owner's hand. Like this. Nice and cheap. Or like these. Cantrips. That's actually the only ones I've done so far. I mean, have I done Nyxborn Triton? I don't believe I have. That costs way too much. But yeah, it's a 3/4 flying, so there are times when you're on turn 3 without an enchantment in play, and you just play it down just so they can out-attack in freely. And, I mean, that kind of tempos yourself, but it saves you life, which is cool. And if you have no other play, then, you gotta. Forgeborn Oreads, we're going into 4-drops here. And the double red here is interesting since I kind of just splashed the red. But I get there, as I'll explain later when I talk about land distribution. Forgeborn Oread Constellation, whenever Forgeborn Oread or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, Forgeborn Oread deals 1 damage to target creature player. It's Knife Juggler-ish. It's a 4/2, so I mean it's not a big butt like I want, but it is really good utility with my enchantments and with my enchantment bounce. Let's see, how many enchantments do I run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I run 8 enchantments, but let's call that about 11ish since I have tricks. So that one, I've done 3 damage with it on one turn before, though, so that was pretty cool. Ill-Tempered Cyclops is just a very good, solid creature that gets stronger in the late. It's fine in the mid game, strong in the late game. It just sees a lot of work, and it's very splashable, just the 1 red symbol. And the monstrous is only 1 red symbol as well. Course of the Tides, 3/2 flying, heroic, scries a card. Don't really care, except I do have cantrip enchantment, so if I put Fate Foretold on the Course of Tides, first the scry trigger goes on, so I see what card I draw. If I don't want that, I put it to the bottom, and then Fate Foretold enters the battlefield, and then I draw a card. So that's a really cool interaction, and it's just a fine flyer. Maybe I would have preferred a Cloak Siren, but you know, you can't always get what you want, but you find sometimes. Blah 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 blah. Sudden Storm, really good card. I had the opportunity to get 2 of them. I think that was this draft, but I ended up not getting 2 of them. I mean, 2 I feel is a bit much. 1 is really good because it's a nice trick, but having 2 is just like, well, why don't I just draw gas instead? It's kind of a time walk, especially since generally people only have like 1 or 2 real threats on the board, so that's pretty good. And 5 drops. Double Prussian Chimera. I run 1, 2. I run 2, 3. I know it was 1. I never saw play, by the way. It was in my hand, but never got that thing. Anyway, Prussian Chimera. I only run 3, I guess. 3 instants or sorceries, but I don't actually care because it's the 3/4 for with flying, so that's just perfectly okay with me. Floodtide Serpent, it combos just like Riptide Chimera, except not as good because I have to be attacking. So if my only enchantment is Stratus Walk and I need that to get through, it's kind of awkward, but get there, I do. Crowan Conscriptors. I think this is, no, I think Forgeborn Oreads is what put me into red, but this is a decent red card for me to pick. It's a 3/2 for 5, so that's, the stats, the vanilla stats there are pretty underwhelming. But heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets him, gain control of another target creature. Oh, so good. They have a fatty? I'd steal your fatty, I swing at you with your fatty, and then I sudden storm your fatty. Yeah, whatever. A Riddle of Lightning. Choose target creature or player, scry 3, then reveal the top 3 cards, or top card of your library. Deals damage equal to the number of CMC to that creature or player. Double red, so it's hard to play, but this card is just way too fun to pass up. That's basically it. I mean, I do, like, if you look at my curve, it is focused towards the later end. Oh, you can't see that part. Oh, fatties. It is focused towards the later end, so, or the higher end of the curve. So this usually is good. I think the only time I used it, I hit for 5 with Floodtide Serpent. So frick yeah, I hit a 1/1 for 5, but oh well. Let's see. So this we have Gluttonous Cyclops. It's just the body at the top of my curve. Yeah, that's all it is. Archetype Imagination. Oh my god. Talk about 3/2s for 5. This is 3/2 for 6. So good, so freaking good, so damn good. It messes up all the combat math on their side, and gets everyone through. Really cool. Tromocratus. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's really good. He's not played much just because he costs 7 and is ridiculous, but Tromocratus is super good in my deck. You put him with Archetype Imagination, he never gets blocked. Put him without Archetype Imagination, he's on the ground. He used Stratus Walk. I haven't even talked about those cards yet. Oh, anyway, you Stratus Walk one of their guys, and then he cannot be blocked. I mean, the only way to kill him is like Hero's Downfall at instant speed when he's attacking or blocking, or Divine Verdict again at instant speed, or what? Double Lash of the Whip. Wow. Oh, Necrobite. Yeah, Death Touch kills him. So that's pretty cool. But he's really good. These are the cards I don't want to see on. I don't really want to play on curve. I don't really mind not playing them on curve. Fate Foretold, good old cantrip. When it dies, cantrip. Jaraswalk, good old cantrip. Sometimes Seize Blade with Trumpet. Don't care. Pin to the Earth, blue removal. Really, really good. It's kind of hard to get over that -6 unless they already have a fatty, in which case you're already pretty screwed. You want to bounce that anyway. So yeah. Land distribution. So, since I'm base blue in this deck, I usually count like how many mana symbols of each color I have. I don't generally count the activated abilities when counting mana symbols, but sometimes I do. But here, since I'm base blue, I don't feel like counting the blue, since I know I'm going to need a lot of islands. I'm just going to count the red, and from my 17 lands, see how many mountains I will need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red symbols. Normally, if it were 7 red symbols, especially since they're so high on the curve, I would only do 6 mountains. But since I do have some double red here, and some double red here, I put a 7th mountain. I explained my line distribution both as a learning tool, and also because Kevin was like, "Are you sure 7 mountains with the double red there?" And there's a freaking opening hand with 4 mountains, so yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. So obviously 10 islands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 10 islands. Cool. So that's my land distribution. That's how I do land distribution. It might not be right, but it works. Here is the sideboard. Let's first talk about rares I have that I do not play. Painseer, because I'm most slightly black. Reverend Hunter, I think there was nothing good in the pack, but I want 10 cents. Whatever. Steamwalker, in my colors, did not see play. Just, I mean, if I'm Steam Augering at 4, then I'm already dead because I won't have any board presence. Jesus Christ. Swan Song. Now this did see play. I boarded it out. I boarded a null out for the Swan Song because I was playing a red player and he had things like Lightning Strike, Rise the Challenge, and Fight card. I forgot what it's called. It'll get to me eventually. Or maybe it won't. This is annoying. So yeah. Let's not even talk about it. Either way, he had a lot of instances of sorceries that would destroy my guys. And I know I have enough flyers, the 2 Prussian Chimeras, Riptide Chimera, which can block the 2/2 flyer safely. So I'm okay with giving him a 2/2 flyer instead of losing one of my very, very precious guys. Because I only have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 creatures. Which is a fine number, I think. But half of that is on on this curve, and no 2-drops. By the way, learn to drop 2-drops, scrub. And Divination. Originally this was in the deck instead of the Opaline Unicorn, and I realized, well, yeah, so much worse than Opaline Unicorn in my deck. Rise of the Eagles, a decent card in case I am staring down a lot of flyers. I guess I would board out. Either Gluttonous Cyclops or Conscriptors for that. Or, nah, Riddled Lightning. I think Riddled Lightning goes out for Rise of the Eagles. Reathlete. Hey, that's a 2-drop. Why are you complaining so much? Because it's too aggressive. I need like a solid 2/2 that I want to block with. And this, I guess I can, like, can't block this turn. Yeah. It's aggressive, and my deck is not aggressive. It's freaking combo control. It's weak. Aqueous Form, again, aggressive. I don't really need to get through it. If I were getting through, I'd rather be getting through with like a Stratus Walk. I realize I have 2 Stratus Walks, and 1 is just fine. I have the Fate Foretold. I got Hunter Octopus. Never stop play. Never stop play. Stymied Hopes. I really like playing it sometimes. Never stop play. Bad card. The reason I was kind of black. Nyx Infusions, but that never happened. That's a bear, sure. And this I got like a last pick, and I was like, wow, green is super open. So that's the deck. Combo, and good times were had.